Hi everyone, welcome back to the second machine in the temporary machine series. Now today we're going to be doing the rapid 30-minute cycle, and I'm going to be washing a small load of mixed colours. So it's not very dirty stuff. One of these actually needed pre-treating. I think it was that one. That's not going to go in this load. Right, that'll do us. I'm going to be using only about 10-15ml of Tesco colour liquid, that's the one. I'm going to turn it to rapid, and we're going to put it onto the 30-minute version. Going to up it to 40, even though I'm not sure it might actually reach that, we'll see. And spin speed is 1200 by default, 1200 max. I have a sneaky suspicion that's going to be 1000. And I'll tell you why, because I did a separate spin only with a rather delicate, a rather delicate like bag that comes with a set of shoes, if that makes sense, that I had hand washed because I didn't really want to put it through the washing machine. I would have used smartpro's rapid wash, but because it's not a smartpro at the moment, obviously it uses a lot more water on the rapid cycle. I assume we're going to find out today. So I hand washed it, and then I wanted to spin it out 1200, but it only did 1000. So that's why I have a feeling this is just going to be 1000. But we're going to find out together. I might be surprised. It might actually be 1200. Doubt it, but we're going to find out. Anyway, enough rambling. Off we go. Right. Is that stuck to the drum? Let's have a look. Kind of. I don't think it wants taking a photo of. Okay, so that was Rapid 30. And it kind of ran as I expected. I did expect it to waste a bit more water than that, but it's good that it didn't actually. This must be the point where they kind of started becoming a bit more water efficient, as the Elise board, which is a I want to say mid 2018 model, that one, although I didn't use Rapid on that board so I can't make a direct comparison, the white cycle on both of them, well, the equivalent cycle on the Elise uses more water on the rinses than this one does, even with a similar size load. So going by that, Rapid should theoretically also use less on this, considering it's designed for smaller loads. So a step in the right direction. The only thing negative I want to say about this is exactly as I expected. 1200 is not 1200, it is 1000. Actually 950, because it doesn't do the further acceleration on Rapid. Don't actually know if smartpro does. And the other thing is, I don't actually think these older ones do go up to 1000. I think they just stay at 950. Something tells me. Don't know how correct that is. So take that with a pinch of salt. Because I know SmartPro's programming is very, I want to say optimised in comparison to the older ranges. Well, Smart and SmartPro, Eco 4060 ones, are very much optimised in comparison to previous ranges in both water use and programming. That's the word I'm looking for. But anyway, it just further proves the point that back in the late 2010s there was literally no advantage to buying a 1600 spin Candy over a 1400 spin, because it acts identically, just with 1200 and 1600 being false labels and just being 1000 and 1400 rebadged. So literally scamming consumers out of money, which is something that really annoys me, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, back to the more positive sides. It did reach around 35, judging by the feel of it. I didn't get my laser thermometer and read the glass, but it felt fairly warm, so warmer than a 30 wash for sure. So I'm going to say 35, which is fair enough for a shorter 40 wash. Obviously I'd be hoping the longer 40 washes would reach nearer 40, and they do, to be fair. So yeah, it's not bad. And it does have an intermediate spin. Now obviously I've not used Rapid 14, so I can't tell I don't know off the top of my head if that has a intermediate spin or not. But I'm pretty sure, I want to say that SmartPro does have intermediate spins on Rapid 14. Yeah, something tells me that it does, because that's the newer version. So here's the thing that I'm thinking. I can't remember whether the 1600 models have ever allowed full speed on Rapid, because this one doesn't. And I know the older Rapid 14, 30 and 44 cycles all were capped at 1000, but I don't know whether the new ones are just capped at 1400. So the 1600 models are capped at So the 1600 models can't go above 1400 basically. So if there's no option to select 1400, it will just be the next highest spin speed, which is usually 1000. I don't know if it's like that or not. So because this is officially a 1600 board, by looking at the spin speeds available, I can't tell whether it would have interms or not, because I can't tell whether it's the older version or not. But believe it or not, on smartpro I haven't used the 30-minute cycle, so I can't even compare whether this is the older version or not. I want to say it is, because it's only got one interm. I think it is because of that. But anyway, point besides, it's a decent cycle actually, and if I needed to do something in half an hour, which is pretty much never, I would likely use the rapid 30. Otherwise I would just use, to be honest, probably a 1 hour cycle in a different machine. Anyway, let's have a look briefly at the results. Yeah, it smells pretty decent. Could have done with a bit more detergent, but that's my own fault. But it does smell of the detergent, but very slightly, and it needed a longer wash and a bit more detergent, that's all. Energy meter reading. This cycle used 0.379 kilowatt hours, which is about what I'd expect from a cycle this short, and from a faulty wash in general. So yeah, not bad at all. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Most likely this is going to be the last video of this temporary machine, because I am going to just convert it back into the smartpro probably now. I might run the eco cycle out of pure curiosity one time, just off camera, and then I will, because I want to make sure that the eco cycle doesn't do a proper 1600. I highly doubt it will, but I know that the HWASH 700 it acts like that, where it does 1400 on every other cycle, but Eco 4060 does 1600. So I want to make sure that this isn't a case like that. Again, highly doubt it is, but I want to be sure. Also, it's the 3 hour 51 Eco, and I've been wanting to see what that's like, so we'll find out. Anyway, I've been rambling far too much, so once again, thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please leave a like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.